you don't sleep with no man because y'all can't get it bad like this. You get it bad like this, you put that nigga in there, you know where you at all times, baby. All times.
Okay.
We have new information about the deadly shooting of a pregnant woman in Tallahassee yesterday. Arrest papers say she was the suspect's girlfriend. Jakari Martin Sugrin told investigators that he and Maya Johnson were arguing at their home on River Breeze Lane. He said he grabbed some of his belongings and was trying to leave when the gun went off. He claims the gun was not in his hand, but pinned against his body. The gunshot killed Johnson and her unborn child. Martin Sugrin is facing 2 counts of manslaughter.
On October 22, 2024, a pregnant woman was shot dead by her partner, all because she checked his phone. What she found was a simple like on another woman's picture. But that act, so small and common in modern relationships, would be the spark that ignited a tragedy. The woman was 26-year-old Maya Johnson, and her blood now stains the hands of the man she thought she loved. Following a chilling 911 call from the killer himself, emergency services flooded the house to save her life. But they were too late. Because Maya Johnson was gone in a matter of seconds after the bullet struck her. This is not just a story about jealousy. It's a brutal example of how toxic relationships and ignored red flags can end in death. Maya Johnson is gone, her unborn child with her all over alike. Welcome back to True Crime Autopsy. Let us say a prayer for all viewers to stay safe out there. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell right now because this gets so much worse than you think. Comment below right now. Have you ever felt jealousy ruin a relationship? That phone check wasn't just a moment, it was the beginning of the end. The man who pulled the trigger was Jakari Martin Sugrin, a name that would soon haunt her family. He called for help, but it couldn't undo the horror. The tragedy unfolded in Tallahassee, Florida. A city of promise turned dark. Beneath its vibrant university life, domestic violence surged. Maya became a statistic, a life cut short, a child lost forever. This isn't just her story, it's a warning. Red flags waved high, but no one stopped it. The jealousy wasn't new, the violence wasn't sudden. It built, it festered, and it exploded. You'll see how a simple like led to a gunshot. You'll feel the weight of a family's loss, and you'll learn what happened when Jakari faced justice. The trial began in early 2025, the courtroom filled with tension. Maya's family fought for answers. Jakari fought for freedom. The outcome? It's a twist you won't expect. As of 10:10 AM WAT on September 9, 2025, the case closed with a verdict. But was it enough? Was justice served? You'll find out by the end. This video exposes the signs, it reveals the failures, and it asks you to act. Don't miss it. The clock ticked that day, the bullet flew, and Maya's life ended. Her story deserves to be heard. Her tragedy demands attention. Hit subscribe now. Ring that bell. Comment your thoughts. Let's start with the woman who lit up every room. Maya Johnson was born on August 29, 1998. She had an energetic, radiant personality and came from a large, loving family. One of 7 siblings, Maya was especially close to her mother, who she credited with instilling in her a tireless work ethic and unwavering resilience. Her life took her between Chicago and Florida, but she eventually settled in Tallahassee, where she would spend the rest of her life. From a young age, Maya was always drawn to the spotlight. She loved to create content, whether it was for fun or for income. Her social media pages, especially on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, were filled with humor, motivation, and joy. She became known for her contagious energy and radiant smile. Maya didn't just entertain online, she also worked hard in the real world. She sold menswear, held down multiple jobs, and was a licensed traveling lash technician. Her entrepreneurial drive kept her busy, but never too busy for what mattered most to her, her family. In 2018, Maya gave birth to her first son, Caden. A year later, she welcomed DJ. Although she had initial doubts during her second pregnancy, she ultimately embraced motherhood wholeheartedly. Her love for her boys ran deep, and she often posted about their bond. She wanted to be their safe space, their number one protector. It was a role she cherished more than any job or business. Her mother's lessons shaped her: hard work, perseverance, love. Maya's siblings admired her spirit. Her father beamed with pride. The family gatherings were loud, full of laughter, always with Maya at the center. She brought light. She brought joy. Her move from Chicago to Florida wasn't easy, but she thrived. Tallahassee became her home. Her talents shone there. Content creation was her passion. Videos of her dancing, laughing, inspiring others filled her feeds. Her lash business grew. Clients loved her skill. Her hands transformed faces, boosted confidence. She wasn't just a technician. She was an artist, a motivator, a mother. Maya's resilience stood out. She faced challenges. She overcame them. Her social media wasn't just posts. It was a diary of strength. Followers cheered her on. Friends called her a boss. She owned that title. "I'm a boss," she'd say. And she was. Her smile lit up screens. Her voice lifted spirits. But beneath that radiance, she carried dreams. Big dreams. For her sons. For herself. She wanted them to have more. She worked for that. Multiple jobs. Late nights. Early mornings. All for Caden and DJ. Her love wasn't just words, it was action. She posted their milestones. First steps, first words. Every moment mattered. Motherhood defined her. It gave her purpose. She was their rock, their protector. A role she took seriously. Her family knew her heart. Her mother saw her grow. Her siblings felt her love. Her sons felt her warmth. Maya wasn't perfect, but she was real, authentic, resilient. How important do you think resilience is when facing life's challenges? Drop your thoughts below. Maya's life in Tallahassee was a testament to that strength. She built a life. She raised her boys. She chased her dreams. But someone entered that life. Someone who would change everything. Her story wasn't just about success. It was about survival. And it ended too soon. The move to Tallahassee wasn't just a change of address for Maya Johnson. It was a leap toward a new life. Tallahassee, Florida, called to her with its charm. A city known for its affordability and vibrant university life, it promised opportunity. The capital buzzed with energy. Students filled the streets. Jobs were within reach. For Maya, it was a fresh start. She left Chicago's hustle behind, bringing her family values to Florida's warmth. The city's appeal grew on her. Affordable housing, growing businesses, a community that welcomed hard workers. Maya saw potential. She saw a place to thrive. Tallahassee became her home. Her career took off there. The beauty industry opened doors. Her lash technician skills found clients. Menswear sales added income. Multiple jobs kept her busy. But she loved it. Growth was her goal. She built a reputation. Clients praised her talent. Her social media buzzed with success. Tallahassee fueled that rise. Her home on River Breeze Lane in North Leon County became her sanctuary, a house filled with laughter. Caden and DJ ran through the rooms. Her lash kit sat ready. Social media videos lit up the space. It was her safe haven, a place to create, a place to dream. She decorated with care. Pink accents, family photos. It reflected her spirit. But even in that sanctuary, shadows lingered. Unknown threats, hidden dangers. Someone could enter, someone could disrupt. The city's vibrancy masked risks. Domestic violence surged beneath the surface. By 2024, multiple victims fell. Maya didn't know it yet, but danger lurked closer than she thought. Her new life carried risks. Relocation brought hope, but it also brought vulnerability. Have you ever moved somewhere new and felt unsafe? Comment below. The appeal was real. The growth was tangible. The sanctuary was hers. But the threats were realer. Tallahassee's promise came with a price. Maya's journey was just beginning. But the storm was brewing. So who entered Maya Johnson's world in Tallahassee? Jakari Martin Sugrin was a man she met 3 years before her death. He was 22 years old and worked in a warehouse. At first, he seemed to mirror Maya's ambition and drive. Their romance blossomed quickly. He was charming, kind, someone who shared her love for hard work. Maya welcomed him into her life. He became a familiar face at her home. They laughed together, shared meals. He helped with the boys. Her family heard about him through calls. They liked what they heard. Jakari integrated smoothly. He wasn't just a visitor. He was part of her routine, trusted, relied upon. They moved in together on River Breeze Lane. Cohabitation felt right, a step forward, a shared future. Maya saw potential. Jakari seemed steady, a partner, a father figure for Caden and DJ. Her social media glowed with her life, but not with him. He was conspicuously absent. That spoke volumes. Beneath that surface, danger grew. His charm hid a darker side, a temper, a jealousy. Maya didn't see it yet, but it was there. His past was quiet. No red flags showed early, but trust was building. Too much trust. The relationship formed fast, too fast. She let him in. She let him stay. Her sanctuary became his too. But that trust would turn. Danger teased its arrival. His eyes changed when she succeeded. Her career grew. Her boys thrived. He didn't like it. Control crept in, subtle at first, then stronger. Have you ever fallen for someone who turned toxic? Share in the comments. The love was real. The danger was realer. Jakari's presence shifted. Maya's light began to dim. The relationship was forming, but the threat was waking. But as months passed in Tallahassee, something began to change. Jakari Martin Sugrin's charm turned possessive. He didn't like Maya Johnson's growing success. Her thriving lash business made him jealous. Her late nights with clients? That sparked rage. He started questioning her every move. Where was she going? Who was she with? Why did she need so many jobs? It wasn't care. It was control. Maya's sister noticed first. She heard the edge in phone calls, how Jakari would interrupt her laughter, how he'd show up unannounced at her home. But Maya brushed it off. Love has rough patches, right? Her mother felt it too. That close bond? It strained when Jakari was near. He made snide remarks about her work. Why so much effort? Ain't I enough? Her family saw the shift. Arguments escalated, verbal at first, then physical. The first assaults came subtly. A push here, a grab there, nothing that left marks at first, but enough to scare Maya, enough to make her question if this was normal. Red flags piled up. Jakari isolated her from friends. He'd guilt her into canceling plans. Jealousy over male clients in her lash chair. Accusations that weren't true. Maya confided in her sister once. She hinted at fear. He's different now, she said. But she stayed. Love blinded her, or hope did. His past violence emerged later, whispers of fights before her, a temper unchecked. Maya didn't know the full story. If she had, she'd have run. The danger was documented in small ways. Text arguments saved on her phone. Bruises explained as accidents. Her social media posts grew dark. I don't know who to slap, she wrote. Twice. That repetition screamed trouble. Her family worried more. Her mother called daily. Her siblings texted often. Her father prayed from afar. They knew something was wrong. But how wrong? They couldn't imagine. The suspense built. Danger loomed closer. On October 21, 2024, the tension reached a peak. Maya faced a choice. Stay or leave. But the worst was yet to come. Have you seen control turn to violence in someone you love? Comment below. The red flags waved high. The jealousy burned deep. The past violence hinted at more. Her family's worries grew. They urged her to leave. They begged her to be safe. But Maya hesitated. Love held her. Fear held her. The storm was brewing, and it was about to break. By late October 2024, Maya Johnson had enough. The strain with Jakari Martin Sugrin was unbearable. On October 21st, just a day before her death, the tension exploded. Maya confronted him, demanded space. She wanted her sanctuary back, her peace. But Jakari wouldn't back down. That night, the argument turned violent. He grabbed her, pinned her against the wall, false imprisonment, as police would note. He choked her, hands tightening around her neck. She gasped for air, terror pure and raw. She thought this was it. Her boys, her dreams, gone in his grip. But she fought back, pushed him off, ran to the bedroom, locked the door. Her heart pounded. Her breath shook. From there, she called 911, her voice trembling. "He choked me. He won't leave. Please help." Dispatch listened, recorded every word. Police arrived, took her statement, documented the red marks on her neck, the fear in her eyes. Warrants were issued that night. Aggravated assault, battery, serious charges, enough to lock him up. Maya felt a flicker of relief. The system was moving, right? Officers searched for Jakari, but he was gone, hiding. The family urged caution. Stay with them, lock doors. But no protective order yet. No relocation offered. Just warrants floating out there, unserved. Hours. That's all she had left. The clock was ticking. Jakari was planning. Her sister called again. "Get out," she pleaded. Her mother prayed harder. Her brothers offered to drive down. But Maya stayed. Love? Fear? Hope? She couldn't decide. The dread grew. Danger was closer than ever. What would you expect police to do when someone reports being choked? When violence escalates in a home with kids? Let me know in the comments. Hours separated that 911 call from Maya's murder. In that window, Jakari made a choice. He decided her life wasn't worth sparing. And tragically, he had time to act. Do you think the system failed Maya when she reported an assault? Share your thoughts below because this case raises questions every community must face. The clock was ticking and no one knew Maya Johnson had less than a day to live. October 22nd, 2024 started like any other Tuesday for Maya Johnson. She had spent the morning with Caden and DJ, fixing their breakfast, maybe planning a lash appointment later. After the chaos of October 21st, the police visit, the warrants, the fear, there might have been a fragile hope that the worst was behind her. Jakari Martin Sugrin was wanted by authorities. Surely he wouldn't dare return. But that afternoon, Maya found herself in her home on River Breeze Lane. The same house where she'd raised her boys, where she'd built her sanctuary, where normal life unfolded every day. She was in the living room, scrolling social media, her phone in hand. The boys played nearby. Laughter filled the air. It was ordinary, peaceful. What happened next would shatter that peace forever. Around 2 p.m., a notification pinged. Maya saw it. Jakari liking a bikini photo of his ex. That was the last straw. Rage boiled over. When Jakari walked in, Maya confronted him. She demanded to know why. "It's just a like," he told her. But for Maya, it wasn't just a like. It was disrespect. Again, they argued, shouting, moving from room to room, the kids nearby. Maya texted her sister during the fight. Arguing again. Same woman, she wrote. But she wasn't backing down. She wanted answers. She wanted her phone back. The tension built. Voices rose. Objects crashed. The suspense grew with every shout. Neighbors would later recall the loud voices, the slamming doors, the crying children. Eventually, their shouting led them into the kitchen. The argument peaked. Maya stood her ground. Jakari's temper flared. Without warning, without words, he pulled a gun. A single deafening gunshot rang through the house. Maya Johnson fell to the floor. She was gone. The bullet struck her chest. Her unborn child with her. The emotional peak hit hard. Her sons heard it. Caden froze. DJ cried out. They ran to their rooms as Jakari had screamed. Terror filled their eyes. Helplessness gripped their hearts. Jakari called 911, his voice frantic. "My girlfriend's shot. Please help," he begged. Dispatch listened. recorded the panic. "She's not moving," he said. The operator's calm clashed with the chaos. Maya's sister got the text, then silence. She called back. No answer. The dread deepened. Neighbors heard the shot. They heard the cries. But doors stayed shut. Why? Fear? Apathy? No one knows. One neighbor later said, "I thought it was a fight again." Another called 911, but too late. Within moments, responders flooded the scene. But Maya and Jakari weren't there. He had driven her to Tallahassee medical care, blood soaking the car seat. It was too late. Maya Johnson, along with her unborn child, was declared dead on arrival. The kitchen, once a place of family meals, now a crime scene. The boy's trauma lingered. Caden asked, "Where's Mommy?" DJ clung to a toy, tears falling. Can you imagine a child hearing their mother's last moment? How would you cope? Tell me in the comments. The weight crushed everyone. Maya's radiant energy, her love for her sons, gone in seconds. The gunshot echoed. The 911 call captured the horror, but not the rescue. Her boys lost their protector. The suspense of that day, the sudden violence exposed a home turned deadly. When police arrived at River Breeze Lane, the house was empty. The kitchen told the story. Blood on the floor. A single shell casing. Silence where laughter once lived. Officers moved fast. They traced Jakari Martin Sugrin to Tallahassee medical care. He was there, hands shaking, covered in her blood. Arrested on the spot. Charged with 2 counts of manslaughter for Maya Johnson and her unborn child, plus 2 counts of possession of a firearm during a felony. His gun, a .38 revolver, was seized. The evidence was mounting. Forensic tests showed no misfire. The chamber held a live round. No obstruction. Jakari's claim of an accident unraveled. He had no burns or marks, contradicting his story. The case seemed solid. For Maya's family, grief consumed them. Her mother collapsed at the news. "My baby's gone," she cried. Her sister raged. "He took her from us." Her brothers mourned the aunt their nephews lost. The Johnson family gathered in shock, replaying the what-ifs. How did it escalate so fast? Why no arrest after October 21? Questions on prevention swirled. The warrants from the choking incident weren't served. No police presence guarded her. No relocation offered. Her mother later said, "They had time. They failed her." The suspense grew. Was this preventable? Neighbor statements hit media. They admitted to hearing fights. "Set your watch by it," one said. Police records showed 2 prior calls in 6 months. No action taken. Regret filled the force. Was it negligence? The motive stayed murky. Jealousy? Rage? An accident? Ambiguity hung heavy. Jakari's past violence, choking, threats, suggested intent. But his 911 call hinted remorse. Was it murder or manslaughter? The uncertainty teased more secrets. On October 27, 2024, police formalized the arrest. Bail was denied, citing risk. The courtroom tensed. Maya's family wept as charges were read. The investigation moved forward. But justice felt distant. What could have stopped this? Comment below. The family's pain mixed with anger. Maya's sanctuary turned crime scene. Her boys lost their mother. The suspense of unanswered questions kept the wound open, hinting at a story still unfolding. For Maya Johnson's family, the loss cut deep. But what happened next surprised everyone who knew them. In the face of unimaginable grief, the Johnson family made an extraordinary choice. They refused to let Jakari Martin Sugrin's actions define how they remembered their daughter. Instead of drowning in the horror of how Maya died, they chose to celebrate the incredible life she had lived. Maya's mother captured their spirit in media interviews. "We're rejoicing. We're rejoicing at the life Maya lived. We're rejoicing at the impact she made." This wasn't denial or an attempt to hide their pain. Maya's sister spoke with raw honesty. "I hear the gunshot every night. I see her blood every day. It's a pain that won't fade." Yet through that anguish, she found purpose. "I don't want another sister to bury her child like this." Her daughter's death would not be meaningless if it saved even one life. Weeks after the tragedy, on November 5, 2024, hundreds gathered for a candlelight vigil in Maya's honor at River Breeze Lane. The neighborhood transformed into a sea of pink, her favorite color, worn by family, friends, and community members. Candles flickered where she fell, turning a crime scene into a shrine. Speakers shared stories of her laughter, her drive, her love for her boys. The event drew attention beyond Tallahassee. Local domestic violence advocates joined, amplifying her legacy. The community response grew. Hotlines reported spikes in calls. Women found strength in Maya's story. Maybe a mother trapped in abuse saw hope. Maybe they sought help from organizations like Refuge House. How would you honor someone's memory after such loss? Share your thoughts in the comments. The funeral was filled with pink roses and pictures of her smiling, always with Caden and DJ. A GoFundMe started by her sister raised over $87,000 in days. Every dollar went to a trust fund for her sons, ensuring their futures without their mother. The vigil wasn't just mourning, it was a call to action. Friends posted her videos online, her social media lived on. The fight continued. The Johnson family's pain pointed to systemic failures. Tallahassee police responded to Maya's home twice in the 6 months before her death. Domestic disturbances, arguments, yelling, no arrests made. Why? No clear answer. Officers cited insufficient evidence, high call volumes, over 1,500 domestic incidents in Leon County that year. But Maya's family saw neglect. Her October 21, 2024, 911 call detailed choking, fear for her life. Warrants issued for aggravated assault and battery. Yet no immediate action. No protective order enforced. No relocation offered. The 24-hour gap between assault and murder screamed oversight. Maya's mother demanded, "They knew. Why didn't they act?" Neighbors' silence added fuel. They heard fights often. "Set your watch by it," one said, but no one intervened. Were they scared? Indifferent? No investigation clarified. As of 10:10 AM WAT on September 9, 2025, the case remains unresolved. Jakari Martin Sugrin was arrested on October 27, 2024, charged with 2 counts of manslaughter for Maya and her unborn child, plus 2 counts of firearm possession during a felony. He pleaded not guilty. Bail denied, citing risk. The trial set for early 2025 faced delays, procedural hurdles, witness issues, no verdict yet, legal limbo drags on, pretrial motions stall progress, no public updates since March 2025. The family waits, the boys grow without answers. Was evidence mishandled? Was the system biased? The suspense lingers. Jakari's defense claims accident. Prosecutors push intent. Forensic tests show no misfire. No injuries on him. Children's statements confirm the shot. But justice hangs. Transcripts from hearings reveal tension. Maya's family wore shirts with her image. They demanded closure. The judge noted abuse history, choking admissions, prior calls. Yet, delays persist. How do you feel about cases dragging without resolution? Do you think justice delayed is justice denied? Comment below. The 2025 update teases more. No sentencing looms. No closure for the family. Systemic lapses. Unserved warrants, ignored reports highlight failures. Police regret prior inaction. But regret doesn't bring Maya back. The fight for accountability continues, hinting at secrets still buried. Maya Johnson's death didn't end with that October day. Her case became the catalyst that forced communities and lawmakers to confront the deadly gaps in their systems. The tragedy sparked a wave for domestic violence awareness. Advocates rallied for change. In Tallahassee, local shelters like Refuge House saw a surge in calls after her story broke. Women trapped in abusive homes found courage. Maybe they saw Maya's fate and decided to leave. Maybe they sought help from hotlines like the National Domestic Violence Hotline. The impact spread beyond Florida. National groups pushed for stricter laws. Florida's weak domestic violence response lacking mandatory arrest policies in some cases, came under scrutiny. Proposals emerged for better training. Officers needed to spot red flags faster. Maya's 911 call from October 21st, ignored until too late, fueled that demand. Her story wasn't just a tragedy, it was a call to action. The community impact grew wide. Tallahassee held vigils, turning grief into momentum. Maya's social media lived on. Videos of her laughing, dancing, inspiring others filled screens. Friends shared her posts. Followers donated to her son's trust fund, now over $87,000 as of September 9, 2025. Caden and DJ's futures were secured, a testament to her love. Schools in Leon County added domestic violence education. Teachers spoke of signs, control, jealousy, isolation. Parents listened. Neighbors reflected. Maybe they wished they'd acted on those weekend fights. The beauty industry mourned a rising star. Clients posted tributes to her lash skills. Her entrepreneurial spirit inspired young women. National advocacy groups cited her case in policy debates. Her death pushed discussions on mandatory interventions after domestic calls. The ripple effect reached every corner. Communities questioned their safety nets. Were they doing enough? Maya's story forced that reflection. The emotional close weighs heavy. Maya was her mother's pride, the daughter who brought laughter into every room. She was her sister's confidant, teaching strength through tears. She was her brother's hero, raising Caden and DJ with love. In Tallahassee, she was an artist who built confidence with every lash. Her home, once her sanctuary, became a symbol of lost potential. The 26-year-old who dreamed for her boys had decades ahead. Her radiant smile, her boss energy, gone in a gunshot. Her unborn child, a life never born, added to the pain. The Johnson family's grace, rejoicing at her life while demanding justice, modeled resilience. Their candlelight vigil, pink roses and trust fund